So I grew up out west, Bosley Park. Just turned 46. I was born in 76.
Yeah.
Obviously the area's changed a lot from when I was a kid. It was all farms and pretty much bush back then, and property developers come in and the rest is history. But I've been living sort of in a city in the west for the last 25 years now. Back out this way recently. Yeah, like most guys, I enjoy sports, watching sports. I love live music, gigs. Can't live without my music. Love
What's
my music.
your favourite band?
Oh, I've got a few. Favourite band, probably Gunners will be up there. Is one of them. I've seen them a few times. Seeing them next month again, which is really good. But yeah, I've got a few. Depends on the genre. Yeah, I played soccer when I was younger. It was actually fairly decent, believe it or not. Yeah, and then stopped playing over myself and stopped playing. But I still follow it avidly. I coached junior teams, for a little while, going back as well. Just got to keep involved with it. But yeah, just more of a spectator. Yeah, look, when I was younger, I used to keep fairly active as far as sport and going to the gym and stuff like that. And then, as you get older, rigors of life, you get married, work, other responsibilities, and life just kind of takes over. And I think somewhere, in that sort of process of just dealing with the everyday rigors of life, you kind of just forget yourself and you lose yourself a little bit, So just over an extended period of time, to start putting on a lot of weight, not being as active, to the point where I wasn't active at all. Being more, working harder, less personal time. Yeah, there's always something, right?
Yeah.
So before you know it, the weight starts packing on, and you're not looking too good, you're not feeling too good. I mean, I've known for a long time. I've known for years. But as always, there's always an excuse. It's never the right time, right? I'll start next week. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. I'll training. I'll go the next day when it stops raining. Whatever. Something comes up. But I've known for a long, long time that I've had to do something about my weight. I wasn't feeling great. Achy bones, very high blood pressure. Brought it to my wife. I started snoring really badly. At night. Just wasn't feeling good in general. There was always something. Just wasn't feeling right within myself. So I started the journey probably, where are we now? In October, sort of end of June, start of July. So it's only been pretty recent in terms of when I actually started, I guess, trying to get fitter again. And I initially started just by changing diet. Then went from there.
Okay. So you sort of joined Crunch maybe 3 or 4 months ago?
Would have been about 4 months ago now. Give or take.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been too long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no. And you made a pretty significant change already in those 4 months.
30 kilos. 30 kilos, which I never thought I'd do. Still got a long way to go, but I never thought I'd be 30 kilos lighter than I was 4 months ago, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. It's amazing.
And it wasn't even that hard to drop off, to be honest. Just simple changes, and just started piling off. And obviously, I don't notice the change as much as what other people did, because obviously you look at yourself every day and maybe you're a bit harsh on yourself in terms of your end goal. But I noticed when I went to basically, put clothes on, I had to throw out my whole wardrobe, literally 95% of all my clothes thrown in the bin. I had to go buy new clothes. I was it was a 44 waist. I'm now 36, bordering 34. I was just under 128 odd kilos. I'm now 100. I only weighed myself a few days ago, 103 now. I actually got to 100, but it sort of fluctuates a bit depending on what I'm doing and how I'm eating and so forth. Shirt size was a double XL to now an L. So massive differences. Cost me a small fortune having to buy a wardrobe again, to be honest. But it's a good problem to have. 100%. It's not really until, like I said, you put the clothes on that you really notice the difference in how far you've come. Like I had a suit that I'd wear to work that obviously got bigger. And I only put it on the other day, and it's just fallen off me. Like it's just, I think, wow, you know. Or you think to yourself, 30 kilos, go pick up a 30 kilo dumbbell, and you think how heavy that is, and you think that's how much weight I was carrying around every day, and you think how can that be on your body, just in general health. And it wasn't great. I've had a lot of things go on in my personal life recently, a lot of changes, and as a result, not just my physical but mental health was a bit, how you going, what to deal with. And I found that by coming in here and to training, you get to meet people as well, because I come at certain times, you normally have your regulars that come in, so you get to know them, become friends with them and stuff. Has made a massive difference to my mental health. I just find that I'm able to think clearer, process better, just make better decisions overall, overall confidence as well, more decisive in my decision making and so forth. So yeah, I'm sleeping better, I eat better. Like I said, I just in general just think and process better. I seem to have a lot more clarity around just everyday situations and just life situations, where before I was just, here, there and everywhere, and just very clouded, my judgment and my thoughts. So big difference. Yeah, friendships definitely. I mean, look, it always helps, I think, when anyone goes on any journey, to be surrounded by good people. And I think anyone who goes through any type of drama or trauma or whatever, right, in their life, you always seem to think it's only you that's going through that, but you soon realise that everybody's got a story, to some degree. Everybody's gone through something, or everybody's dealing with something, regardless of how big or insignificant it might be. How insignificant it might be to you, it's big to somebody else, right? So ultimately everybody's here for the same reason. They're just trying to feel about themselves.
Sort of going through it.
Don't think you've got to do it on your own. I know it's very easy to think that no one can help you when you just got to deal with it. And look, I'm sure with any issue, there's always certain elements of that have to be taken care of by yourself. But for the most part, mate, talk. You've got family, you've got friends, you've got people out there that love you and want to see you thrive, and do well, and they'll do whatever they can to help you get through those issues, and you'll be a lot better for it. You'd be surprised when you go through stuff how many people come out of the woodwork that actually really genuinely care about you and want to see you do well. Yeah, look, I think so. I think I did to a degree, but again, I just say, look, don't worry about it. Like I said, because everybody that came through those doors, regardless of how big or how small, or how much they weigh or how fit up, they all started at the same spot as you did. Everyone's got different motivation or reason for coming in. Just come in and do it. You've got to start. It's as simple as that. A lot of things I do differently. If I had to go back 5 years, 10 years, I definitely wouldn't be the same person I was 5 or 10 years ago, I can tell you now. My advice that I would give myself, a younger version of me, is just don't forget who you are, and don't lose yourself in the rings of life, Don't lose yourself in the process of just dealing with everyday life. Just go with it. Keep true to yourself, don't forget who you are, and you'll be fine. His own experiences and traumas and whether they're good or bad, ultimately help dictate who you are, right? They shape who you are, they shape your decision-making processes, how you deal with people, situations, and so forth. But look, as long as you learn, regardless of whether it's good or bad, as long as you learn and you continue to grow from those types of situations, that's what you can ask for, right? And I think if we jump, say, forward to, say, present day, now that I've lost all the weight, still continue, but I've lost a lot of that weight and I'm a lot fitter than what I was and so forth, you find that, again, just dealing with those types of things seems to be a lot easier now, because I said, the old saying, right, healthy body, healthy mind, right, and it's true, it's all interconnected. Just continue to grow.
In the future?
It's a tough question, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, half the time that I want to do in 10 years from now, but ultimately, I just want to be a better person than what I was today. I mean, that's my goal. I've kind of looking at life a little bit differently now, and just, you know, everyday stuff, and ultimately I just want to be a better version of the person I was yesterday. That's all I want to do. And hopefully, you know, over a period of 10 years, I can ultimately become the best version of myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I strive to do.
Yeah.
Normally in the morning, put the gym over 5. I'm normally here anywhere between 6 and 7. Depends if I can get out of bed or not. Listen to your body, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I normally come in and do anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. When I initially started coming in, it was purely just cardio that I was doing. And then over the, say, last 2 months, I've started to incorporate, I'm sort of moving away from the cardio more, going to more towards the weight training. But again, it just depends on the day, what I'm doing, routine, depends how my body's feeling as well. If there's one thing I have learned during this process is listen to your body. If your body's saying don't train today, don't train. If you're used to, say, doing a set of X at Y, and you come in and say you can only do it at Z, do it at Z. You know, you're still doing something, you're still training, you're still getting results from it. But it also depends. So sometimes I'll do a weight session in the morning, and if I've got some free time overnight, I'll come in and do a cardio session at night. I'm quite fortunate that we can close by, so that in itself makes it a bit easier. In terms of muscle groups, I like training everything, but probably most people would probably disagree, but I like training legs and I like training abs, believe it or not. I know people hate that. I enjoy it. But as far as favourite exercise is concerned, probably standing dumbbell leg press, or leg squat I should say, which not a lot of people do. And I do it because, apart from the fact it's challenging, so you're challenging yourself, it's not an easy exercise to do, but I find it helps with obviously legs, but it works on your core stability and core strength and balance and things as well, which I think are really important.
I
just want to be fit and healthy, to be honest. I don't want to, put on mountains of muscle and, be an Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yet I don't want to, drop, lots of weight and be a skinny mini either. I just want to be fit and healthy, and however my body reacts to that is the way it reacts. I don't go, I want to have 22-inch biceps by the end of the year. I don't care about that sort of stuff. If I get it, hey, great, don't get me wrong. But it's more just about keeping healthy, overall balance of mind and body. And if I look better along the way, it's more about feeling better, for me. It's not so much about looking better, it's about feeling. It's the mental aspect, I believe, because it's one thing, coming in already is a start itself, and then you do need a certain level of, discipline to maintain and keep going, because it's very easy just to go, I'm tired today, I won't come. It's raining, I can't be asked going to the car because I'm going to get wet. It's very easy to come up with an excuse not to keep coming. And I found probably after about month 1, I almost started going down that path, and even if I wasn't up for it because I was tired or sore or whatever, I'd still come in. Even if it was a half-assed workout, it was still better than no workout at all, right? Just kept coming. So just, I think consistency is the key. Push yourself to the limits, just be consistent with, and even just from an overall, probably an overall confidence perspective, I just feel a lot more, I feel like the old me, from years and years, I'm a lot more confident, I'm more outgoing, where before I wasn't, because I was never really happy, I think subconsciously about my weight, I hated having to wear bigger clothes, and all those kind of things where it's not an issue anymore. So that also reflects into my day-to-day life and how I deal with people as well. 100%. It makes a huge difference. I never thought I'd be where I am now a year ago or 2 years ago. Never thought I'd be sitting here with you guys, right, having a chat about it all, that's for sure. And as I said, if I can do it, guys, anyone can.